All right, welcome back to day 2 of the very not so interesting array game that we're building. So last time we built it in a text-based environment. Now we're going to take this and we're going to make it into a GUI-based game, which stands for Graphical User Interface. So we're going to be clicking and moving all around, which is going to be great in terms of making this a more traditional program that everybody could use, even if the game's not that interesting. Now, I've gone ahead and I've commented out everything that we've done prior. So in the last video, we did all this fun stuff. Now, I don't want to delete it because we're going to be using it. I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm going to cut it out, just like in Full House, and whatnot. Now here we have a comment. This is a /* and it will go all the way till we see a */ at the end, and that will comment all that out. That is why everything is gray. So we're going to actually start here with our JFrame like we have in the past. So we're going to do JFrame frame equals new JFrame system dot. Why am I doing system? Man, that's like scanner. But what we're going to do is not that interesting array game. And when we're going to be in here, we're going to do frame dot set default close operation, and we're going to do jframe dot exit on close. The next thing we're going to do is frame dot set visible true, frame dot set size, and we are going to be doing this by 500. Now that's going to be on purpose because we want our array is 5, and we're going to make each cell 100 by 100. So we're also going to make this by 200 here, and we're going to do frame dot add, and we're going to add a new array game. Now that's going to cause an error for now. We're going to fix that in just a moment. But if we run this, we should be getting that. Now that is a key of what we're doing here, so we're going to be drawing on that. Now in order for us to fix this error of adding the array game in, we're going to need to make this a J component. So we're going to say array game is or extends a J component, and we're also going to be, while we're here, we're going to implement a mouse listener as well. Now after we type both those things in, we're going to have to import it. So hover over, import, hover over, import. And I thought you were going to say hover over and import, but this is a little different. We have to add the unimplemented methods from the mouse listener. So we click on that and we can scroll down, and now we'll have those here at the bottom. Now I will say print board is here. We're not going to be using it at all, but it's great to keep there for debugging purposes. It's not hurting anything for leaving it. Now we have this piece here, so let's make a few things. First thing is we want to make sure that we have our variables, and this time we're going to cut those out here and place them there. And we're going to make a public constructor here. So a public and then the class name, array game. And we are going to set up the board this way. So the first thing we're going to do is add the mouse listener, and then we're going to set up the board. Well, we set up the board down here, so we're just going to take it, cut it, paste it. Now I'm going to move it back over. Great, we're done with that section. Next part, we want to draw things on our board, so we're going to do public void, and then we're going to put in our paint component graphics G, and we're going to do g.drawString in here. Now remember, graphics scroll up from the top left corner and the Y is inverted, so as we increase Y, we're going down. So in here we're going to do our string. It's going to be player1, and their score is going to be player1. I'm going to move it a little off the edge, and I'm going to move it 20 pixels down, and then it'll draw up. So if I run this, I should be able to see player 1 plus their score. Great. Sometimes it takes it to load up a little slow. I don't know why it's been doing that for me lately, but if I figure it out, I'll be more than happy to tell you. So we're going to go here. We're going to then draw player 2's score. So we're literally going through the same process as we did last time. But this time, the way we do it is going to be slightly different. So here again, we're going to do 250, and again, we're going to do 20. So they're in line. We're going to then tell whose turn it is. So turn. And last time I used a modulus, so we're going to do the same thing. So turn mod 2 plus 1. And then we're going to go 10 off, but we're going to drop this down to 50 to make it go down a little bit further than that. So that's what we're going to be displaying there. If I run this, it should look pretty good. Great. I probably also want to tell who's the winner. So I'm going to come over here and get the winner code right here. I'm going to cut that out as well. And if pieces left is equal to 0, then we need to determine who the winner is. So I'm going to paste that in. Instead of doing a print command here, I'm going to just do a g.drawString, so it brings it onto the score. So we're going to say player 1 wins, and I'm going to put that at 250.50. So it's going to be just below player 2. Since I'm going to be a little lazy, I'm just going to copy and paste this in twice. I'm going to say that player 2 wins, same location, and then I'm just going to say tied, same location. So now we have the winning script. The last thing that we want to do is we want to draw the board itself. So we're going to do int I equals 0. Well, I is less than board.length, I++. And we're going to create a formula in order for us to move things around. So we're going to do g.drawString. Now, I can't put an integer directly in there, so if I do quotation, quotation plus, and then I do board I, that will convert the integer to a string for me, which is going to be great. I want everything to be at least 10 pixels off, so I'm going to do I times 100. I'm going to start this off at 150. Now, that should give us enough room. We're going to run this, making sure it displays correctly, and it looks pretty good to me. I'm going to run it one more time to make sure that that's okay. And that looks great. Cool. And all the numbers changed as well. Now, can't interact with them just yet, but now I have our paint component done, telling who the winners are, and I have the board set up. Great. Now, what controls playing the game? Well, it's scanning in this number here, getting the temp points, checking to see if the slot's in the right spot, doing some calculations, adding some points, and then making sure the turn's over. So I'm going to cut this out, but this time I'm going to do it in mouse released. So as I release the mouse, this is what we're going to be looking at. Now, a couple things I need to be aware of though. First off, I now have a way to replay the game. So I'm going to do if pieces left is greater than 0, then this is what we want to do. We want to do everything that's inside here. Else, game over. All right. So otherwise, it's game over. Now, this message also probably needs to be fixed as well, but we'll fix it later. Now, here we have our scan. Now, we don't have a scanner anymore. We have a clicking. So to get the X input, what we're going to do is e.getX, and that will get us the pixel value of where we click. We know everything is separated by 1,000. I'm sorry, not 1,000, 100. So if we divide everything by 100, so if I click on 88, divide by 100, the answer is 0. Remember, an integer divided by an integer is always an integer, so we always round down. So my size of my board is 500. the largest you're going to be able to click is 499, and 499 divided by 100 is 0. So, or I'm sorry, 4. So when we do that, that's still within our bounds. And we still have a check here to make sure that we are staying bounds. So let's see if we can play this game. And we're going to go here. And nothing appears to be working. That is a very common mistake. I do it all the time. I need to do a repaint here at the end. This way we redraw the screen as we go. So now we come over here, and now we're refreshing the screen. Looks like the scores are updating. That looks fantastic. And here, player 1 wins, everything's at 0. I click, nothing is going to happen. Great. The one last thing, so we're playing exactly how we played before. One last thing is we want to add a reset button. If we press up here, it's going to reset, but we can only reset after the game is over. So right here is, this is the game is over. If e.getY is less than 100, then we're going to call reset. But there is no reset method. So we're going to come up here and we're going to create it. So we're going to come up here and say public void reset. Now, first thing we need to do is player 1 is equal to 0. Player 2 is equal to 0. And for some reason, I am not getting... Okay, there it goes. All right, player 1, player 2 is equal to 0. And we're going to do pieces left is equal to 0. They should already be equal to 0. That should be fine. We also need to generate the board, which is here in array game. I'm going to cut that out and put that in here. Now, the reason I cut that out is I can just call reset here. And now I'm doing everything that's over here, and I don't have to have 2 entries in my code. And I have a reset down here to generate a new game. So let's try that out. So now we have our game here. Not that interesting of a game. We're going to come here. We got rid of all those. Now let's see if we can get rid of all these. Player 1 wins. I click down here. I'm clicking, clicking, clicking. Not working. Click up here. And looks I have a new game. And now I am all set. Player 2 wins. Click up here. Great. And that is how this particular cookie crumbles, and we should be set on this game. So join us for day 3. We'll be there in just a few moments.